Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Kal Halaim La, Awawaha, Ayahaya Nawi Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the head apostles of Great Millstone, who do rule well and teach well with sound doctrine. Shalom, and to the elders and the elder bishops of Great Millstone as well. Peace, love, salutations, and blessings to the hopeful elect, and hearty shalom to those servants and prophets, teaching and preaching in truth and sincerity, building up the tabernacle of David in these last days through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahshai, giving diligence to make their calling and election sure. Shalom, shalom. This is going to be a quick channel update for the beloved brother Gamar, who had his channel clip this morning from YouTube. And this is the, I would say the second or third, maybe the fourth channel that he's had clip since he started laboring with the rest of the Akim down here, as far as the Watchmen on the Coast. I'll leave a link to his new page, which he just created today. And also the Elder Manata Zakba had his channel clip this morning as well. So it looks like Esau's on the clipping spree. But I'll leave a link to the beloved brother's channel. It's the last video he just did a few hours ago. The name of his new channel is The King's Doorkeeper 144. Baba Kasha, subscribe so you can be edified. Very diligent brother, and he puts out very edifying videos. Very knowledgeable brother as far as the scriptures. Let's get a few scriptures and let's just wrap it on up. Let's go and get the book of Sirach, the 33rd chapter, in the 14th verse to start out. And it reads, good is set against evil. And that's what you're starting to see being played out as far as on the unicorn. Esau, Edom's hurt. You know, people don't believe his lies anymore. His wickedness is starting to be exposed. People are starting to see him for who he is, which is the devil that the Bible speaks of. His own people are, you know, taken to the streets and protesting, you know, what's going on. Also at the same time, you know, the elect are waking up. A lot of end time prophecy is happening right now through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahshai. If you have the eyes to see, if you have eyesight, you know, as all these things are happening, as far as a great famine is being brewed, as far as a worldwide famine, the charagma is being introduced, the troops are gathering near the valley of Yahweh Shaphat, just north of it, in the Crimean Peninsula. You know, this man is set to, you know, come down with great wrath. The famine of the word, as far as, you know, this message getting to you, is coming to an end. Also at the same time, the great awakening is happening. You know, the elect are gathering from the four winds of the earth through the unicorn. And those dry bones are starting to get the skin and the flesh and the breath, which is the end time prophecy, Ezekiel the 37th chapter, the valley of the dry bones. All these things are happening at the same time, man. You know, a beautiful time to be living in. Sit back and watch the movie. The greatest movie ever produced is manifesting right before your eyes. The book of Sirach, Ecclesiasticus, the 33rd chapter in the 14th verse. Good is set against evil, and life against death. Those that have the breath of life, the Rachak Wadash, are set against death. The elites versus the elect, or better yet, the elect versus the elites. You know, life against death. Those that have the breath of life versus Esau, Edom, who is his death. Habakkuk 2 and 5, man. And these elites are hurt. This report's tearing them up. You know, it's exposing all their wickedness. You know, everybody's starting to see Esau, Edom for who he is. The damn devil, man. And this word is hurting them. Sirach 33 and 14, good is set against evil, and life against death. So is the godly against the sinner, and the sinner against the godly. And we're starting to see that being played out in the nation of Israel. You know, spiritual warfare on a high level on all fronts. The elect versus the elites, and the house of David versus the house of Saul. And if Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahshai has gifted you with the eye salve, you're starting to see who's who in this movie, through the Spirit. Sirach 33 and 15. So look upon all the works of the Most High, and there are two and two, one against another. A false balance, Salakia, is an abomination to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahshai. And everything that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahshai does is in perfect balance. Job 15 and 21, the book of Job, the 15th chapter and the 21st verse. A dreadful sound is in his ears, and that dreadful sound that's in Esau Edom's ears is the report going out, exposing everything that's happening, man. And Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahshai is putting an austere spirit on his men to torment Esau Edom with the report, before the time, man. Giving Esau Edom a play-by-play of what he's going to do, telling him his next move on the chessboard. You're going to move your bishop over there. You're going to move your pawn this way. I'm going to take that. I'm going to take this. And as an act of warfare, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahshai sent back the dream team of prophets in these last days, man, to tell Esau Edom his ways to his face and tell him what he's going to do step by step. And this is frustrating the wicked, man. A beautiful production is being played out right in front of your face. The greatest movie ever written. Sit back and watch the show. You have front row seats if you have eye salve, man. Job 15 and 21, a dreadful sound is in his ears. In whose ears? The elites. The report. In prosperity, the destroyer shall come upon him. And who's that destroyer? Yahweh Shai. He's coming to set down all power, rule, and authority. And before he does that, he's going to send that report to his prophets to torment Esau Edom before the time, giving him a play-by-play of what Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahshai is going to put the Spirit on him to do. Through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahshai, through the testimony of Yahweh Shai, which is the spirit of prophecy, which allows us to do these things, man. And call all Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahshai, for the Spirit, to do this update/lesson. This is, let's go into the book of Isaiah, the 29th chapter and the 21st verse. Isaiah 29 and 21. They make a man an offender for a word. And right now, Esau Edom, he's pushing legislation to have it be illegal to speak out against what he's doing. Slowly but surely, and that's going to lead to the famine of the word. That's going to lead eventually to Jacob's trouble and him trying to persecute the prophets. That's all biblical prophecy. That has to happen. Revelation 12 and 12 has to happen, and Revelation 12 and 17 has to happen. Isaiah 59 and 19 also has to happen as well. When he tries to come and do these things, the Spirit shall lift up a standard. Isaiah 29 and 21, they make a man an offender for a word. What word? The word of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahshai. The true word of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahshai, spoken by his true prophets. It's offensive, man, to those that aren't in the Spirit. That's why Yahweh Shai said, blessed is those who aren't offended to me, roughly paraphrasing. It's like that make a man an offender for a word, and lay a snare for him that reproveth in the gate. And they hate him that reproveth in the gate and rebuketh in the gate. Let's just get that. Amos 5 and 10. They hate him that rebuketh in the gate, and they abhor him that speaketh uprightly. And if you go into abhor, it means to hate. Isaiah 29 and 21, they make a man an offender for a word, and lay a snare for him that reproveth in the gate, and turn aside the just for a thing of naught. And we were made to reprove this man's thoughts. That's talked about in the book of Wisdom of Solomon, the 2nd chapter. Let's go to Job. Let's go 21 and 31. And we'll just wrap it up here. Job 21 and 31. Who shall declare his way to his face? The remnant, the elect, the prophets. You know, Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as has afflicted him. That's what's happening through the Spirit, you know? And those righteous men are giving Esau, Edom, the play-by-play of what he's going to do, and then the play-by-play of what Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahshua is going to do, man. And it's tearing them up, you know? The devil's hurt, just like he's supposed to be hurt, because the beast won't win. Job 21 and 31. Who shall declare his way to his face? The so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American man who's been given the Spirit, you know, to declare Esau, Edom's ways to his face, to tell him to his face that he's a damn devil, and to tell him to his face that the end is come, you know? The end is coming. Watch it for thee. That's the report. And that's why, you know, the Spirit's been hopping on these elites, you know, to try to, you know, silence people as far as, you know, taking brothers off of platforms, taking channels off of platforms, you know, and that's eventually going to lead to the famine of the word. Job 21 and 31, who shall declare his way to his face? The servants and prophets of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahshua. Who shall repay him what he had done? Well, a remnant of those same men, you know, who are going to be given spiritual power, the angels, Yahweh, and we're going to give you a play-by-play of what's going to happen until that time. We're going to give you a play-by-play of what the Lord's going to put the Spirit on you to do, and then the reaction to that through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahshua, through the gift of prophesying, tormenting you before the time with the report. And when Yahweh cracks the sky, he's cracking the sky to set down all power, rule, and authority, pursuant to 1 Corinthians, the 15th chapter, and the 24th verse. And we're going to keep on telling you every day, play by play of what's going to happen, man. And you can't stop it. You can't stop the rain, man. You know? So with that, I'd like to close on out. And in closing, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the head apostles of Great Millstone, who do rule well and teach well with sound doctrine. Shalom to the hopeful elect. And hearty shalom to the servants and prophets, teaching and preaching in truth and sincerity, building up the tabernacle of David in these last days to the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahshua, giving diligence to make their calling and election sure. Shalom, shalom. I will leave a link to the Beloved Brothers channel so you can subscribe and be edified. And until next time, Lord's will, later on tonight, Slakia, late night, shalom, DTA, wa ababa ba. Soon. Shalom.